I'm producer Jacob Dean, in for Thom Hartmann. Here on the news, you need to know this. Hell no, you can't. In his speech yesterday, Speaker of the House, John Boehner, slammed President Obama's American Jobs Act, calling it a poor substitute for actual job creation policies. But a week ago, when President Obama unveiled his plan, Speaker Boehner seemed open to negotiating on it. So it looks like Eric Cantor and the rest of the Tea Party Republicans, who'd rather see the economy crash than Obama succeed, once again struck the shiv in Boehner and told him no deal, just like they did in the debt limit debate. Instead of the American Jobs Act, Boehner put forward more of the same Republican proposals to create jobs, more tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires, and transnational corporations, the so-called job creators, as pollster Frank Luntz calls them, and more deregulation to the Republican Party's corporate overlords can keep making profits off poisoning the air we breathe and contaminating the water we drink. But this is great news for the president, because now he can put his Harry Truman hat on and run against the Republicans in 2012 as the parties that's against job creation in America. The Supreme Court denied Rick Perry another one of his prized executions. Just hours before he was set to die, Dwayne Buck was spared lethal injection when the Supreme Court ruled that testimony used in his sentencing case needs to be reviewed. Back in 1995, Buck killed his ex-girlfriend and another man in her apartment. His guilt is not in question, but in order to give him the death penalty, the prosecution needed to prove he would be dangerous in the future, and they did that by calling up a psychologist to testify that black people are more likely to commit violence. It was based on that testimony that Buck was sentenced to die, and today it's based on that testimony that Buck was given a reprieve from death row, at least for now. Of course, Governor Rick Perry probably isn't too disappointed. He has 2 more executions scheduled for next week. In the best of the rest of the news, a Wall Street Journal survey of 50 economists concluded that our economy has a pretty good chance of slipping back into a recession within the next year. Tell that to the 46.2 million Americans living in poverty who still haven't recovered from the first recession. The chief economist of the Wall Street Journal's conference board, Bart Van Ark, put the chances of another recession at 45%, and the paper noted that since 1988, anytime the conference board has put the chance of a recession above 40%, a recession did indeed follow. The economist that also noted that whenever tools are available to the Federal Reserve will do little to stem a recession at this point. So far, the Fed has been busy pumping more money into the economy through the hands of the wealthiest big banks. But that money has yet to trickle down to everyone else, meaning average Americans still do not have enough money in their pockets to buy stuff and stimulate the economy. We have a demand crisis right now, and as long as Republicans keep denying that simple reality and keep blocking measures to stimulate the economy from the bottom up, then the Wall Street Journal economist's prediction of another recession will hold true. Speaking of the economy, August was a bad month for homeowners as foreclosure filings jumped up 33%, according to the group Reality Track. Nearly 80,000 homeowners received default notices last month, the most all year. Home foreclosure has slowed in recent months as investigations into banks using robo-signers and fraudulent documents to kick Americans out of their homes ramped up. But now it appears that the banksters are back on track, kicking hundreds of thousands of people out on the streets. Wall Street got its bailout and is doing just fine now, so when is Main Street going to get theirs? The IRS announced that it's collecting more than $2 billion as a result of a program forcing individuals to disclose hidden cash in offshore bank accounts. Since 2009, 30,000 tax evaders have come forward revealing just how much money they have stashed away in Swiss bank accounts or in the Cayman Islands. Under the program, individuals can avoid prosecution for tax evasion if they pay a 25% fee on whatever their highest annual balance was in their offshore bank account. It's past due that the corporate CEO freeloaders start paying their fair share again. Gubernatorial quitter Sarah Palin is pushing back against the claims that she used cocaine and had a fling with an NBA player and cheated on her husband. All revelations that appear in a brand new book about Palin entitled The Rogue. The book was written by Joe McGinnis, who previously had a dust-up with the Palins when he moved into a house right next door to theirs while he was writing the book. Palin's husband said the book is full of disgusting lies, but McGinnis defended his work on the Today Show, calling his portrayal of Palin fair. Growing checks may soon be coming to an NFL stadium near you. That's right, the NFL has announced it will enhance pat-down procedures at all 32 of its stadiums this year, taking a page from the TSA. Be careful when you go to a football game this year. And that's the way it is today, Friday, September 16th. I'm producer Jacob Dean, in for Thom Hartmann on the news.